Yep, so now we're going to put the second coat stain on this thing. Throw some tips and tricks your way while we're doing it. Now I'm using boiled linseed oil right there. You can see that. And this is what a tray from somebody's takeout here at the house. And I find, just get these and wash them out. Use them for at least one more time. Sometimes you can use them a couple times doing this. I've heard people say, oh, you can mix the boiled linseed oil with turpentine. And I'm not doing that because that requires effort, and I'm not doing it. And, I got plenty of that stuff. Put on some rubber gloves so you don't get the crap all over yourself. And then there's easy ways to do this and there's hard ways to do this. Could use just a regular paintbrush or one of these roller things, cheap disposables. But I'm going to get a paintbrush also. Cheap ass disposable paintbrush, some cheap ass disposable foamy something or another. There we go. Boop. All set. We're just going to roll on some stain. This will be the second coat. I already did one coat. Let's show you that. So you can see the difference between the coat that I did on the top here. It's kind of nice. It'll look better once it's done and you'll see it soaking in. But if you look here, that's all bright and unstained. That's got one coat. So, like I said, use this disposable, food tray and just slop this stuff on. This does not have to look pretty because, like I said, this is just a fence for the side of the house to make it so that nobody can see my garbage cans on the side of the house. Oh, which reminds me, I got to bring those in today. It's garbage day this morning. So I'm just cutting it in with the cheap ass paintbrush. Then we'll run the roller on it. This is a good day to do it too because it's overcast. This stuff won't bake in with the sun right away. And as you can see, I'm just doing a quick ass job on this. If I say ass one more time, someone will smack me. But and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to get on. And I had brushed this really clean. It's been sitting out for a couple of days, drying and letting everything soak in. And I'm just slopping this on, nice and thick. That's the advantage of wearing these gloves too. If you see something, hair or dust or something in there, just use the glove. You won't get it all over yourself. Or your cool, fun shirt. Well, that's something. Like I've always said, I don't care if you like or subscribe. That's not what I'm doing this for. But if you want to make a comment, tell me how cool my shirts are, or how much you hate them, I don't care. Comments are good. This will be fun. So anyways, this again was a free pallet that I had cut up, and it was like not a regular cheap pallet. This is actually decent wood. It's like 5/8 or maybe even 3/4 inch thick, and I just sanded the crap out of it because I don't have one of those planer things, and these aren't perfect because I don't mill my own wood because I'm not that interested in that, but maybe eventually I will. Well, this didn't get milled or anything. It just sanded and stained the crap out of it. And then there you go. It's going to be a fence. And the sideboards, that I think I had some leftover 2x4s from a different project that I cut down on my, what do you call that thing, the table saw. And just made it so that it would make a nice border and something to hold these things, hold it all together. So, and then I think next week, probably next week in one of these afternoons, I'm going to film me putting together a garden box, because I got some of that, what do you call that stuff? It's decking, that outdoor decking stuff that's like, you know, rated for 50 years or whatever. Ma had some leftover cut-offs from when they did hers like a couple years ago, so I grabbed that stuff out of her garage the other day. She wanted to get rid of it. And I'm going to make a garden box for my sister Sarah out of that free stuff. And I'm not even going to charge her, because family takes care of family. And besides, the wood was free, and the girls, her young daughters, want to learn how to garden, so this would be a good way to do it. And I'm just getting all the ends. I think at some point I'm going to put a cap on this. This part here that I'm at right now, that's going to be the top. Those posts will go into the ground. I want to make sure that I get as much on here as possible, kind of protect it from the dirt. I may put a cap on that. And I think I'm probably going to end up putting something on the other side, similar to these boards going across here, maybe some thin ones, just to make it so it all looks uniform. Because right now you can see all the screws on the other side. But the other side, that's the side that's going to face into the backyard. The side that I'm doing right here that you can see, this side is the side that's going to face the outside, where like the neighbors will be able to see it and stuff. So it'll look nice there. This is actually coming out pretty good. Oh, don't forget this bottom. There we go. And you know, I'm only filming this to show that there's some progress. Get this bottom here. And then before I do the other thing, oh, you know what, I'm going to do the side. I'm going to do the other side. These rollers are great. See how quickly that was done? Imagine if I had been using a paintbrush. It would have taken forever. My first garden boxes, when I stained them with this stuff, I used a paintbrush. And I figured out a roller is a lot quicker. But, you know, you got to do, and then you learn when you do. If you don't do, you don't learn. So, again, wet, gloves. I don't want to get my shirt icky, so I'm just going to do this. And I'm not really concerned, since it's the second coat. Not really concerned about it marking. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure my wife's going to want me to paint this anyway. See how you can see the screw holes right here, and you can see the separation here. If I just take a nice 2-inch piece, go from this part to this part, just cover that up, just like this is looking right here, the way that stain looks. And do that on each side. I think that'll be good. And then it'll look good from both sides. I may only put one coat on this one. And I'm trying to do this also pretty quickly, because it's probably going to rain here in another 25-30 minutes. And I just want to get this in and on. Soak it in. I'm going to put this in a spot where it's not going to rain on it. probably be inside the shed. If I can find some space in there. You can probably see behind me that great big deep shed that I got. Yeah. That's where all my work stuff is. Oops. Get out of there. And I had a list of a lot of guys that I've been watching and learning from. I was going to read off that list. It's in the house, and not going to get it. So we'll do it another time. Oh, well, that's not going to work. I'm all slimy. There we go. Yeah, you can see the light changed pretty quickly there. It's going to rain pretty soon. And I think I'm going to get this done just in time and get the camera put away just in time. Because this will only take another 5-10 minutes, even just to put away. I don't know, am I going to film me putting all this away? Wow, that's really soaking in. But you can see the contrast, how it really just brings out that pine color, huh? I'm guessing this is pine. It's got to be pine. That's something else I'm going to have to learn one of these days. How to tell my woods apart, species of wood and stuff. I know what cedar's like because you can smell that. But pine is pine, and I can't tell white pine from red pine, from queen pine, from lone pine, from pine scented whatever. Ooh, bug. Still just not enough. I should have poured a little more. But yeah, these gloves are phenomenal. And you can, whenever I see them on sale, I just buy packs of them. I think the pack I pulled these out of, they were like $1.99 for 40 of them. And so I bought like 3 packs. And I still haven't used a full 1 pack yet. Maybe 1. But anytime I see them on sale or something like that, I just pick them up because I know I'm going to use them. And that's the thing, is once you figure out what you're using a lot of, I mean, as you're out and about doing your thing, you see it on sale, pick it up, get some. Got to get you some. Whoa. That's one thing about these rollers. You got to watch out for a little bit of splash because they're foamy. They only hold so much till it decides to squirt it all out on you. But here we go. This is done now. But yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut something that's going to cover up this, because I'm going to hate this later. And that's another thing, is as you're doing projects, you'll start them and then you'll go, oh, this is perfect. And then the next thing you know, you're seeing it 2 weeks later, you go, I wish I had done that. And the more projects you do, the more you can see ahead of time and go, oh, I'm going to do that next time. I'm going to do that this time right now while I'm in it. And that won't be a problem then. So just figure it all out. All right. That is a wrap. I think I squirted some bugs in here too. Wow, that really soaked in. I'm just going to use the rest of this so I don't have to pour it back in the thing. So I can see where this got dried up. Let it soak more in. This one soaked some stuff in. But all of my garden boxes have been double coated with linseed oil. And the garden boxes I got over behind the camera there are 4 years old, 5 years old with the linseed oil. 2 layers put on before I installed them. So that linseed oil has been there for 5 years, and those boards are well protected. The other thing about doing garden boxes is making sure that you line the inside. I use not 3-ply, but 3 mil garbage bags, like there's construction bags. Cut them open and staple them onto the inside so that the dirt touches the bag and does not touch the wood. So then your bugs don't find a spot to live in your wood, going directly from their little home in the dirt. And I just figure that'll give us another, I don't know, 4 or 5 years before it starts deteriorating, in addition to the 5 to 8 years I expect. All right, I'm done with that side. I'm not going to do another coat. I used it all up, and then now I can throw both of these away. I keep the little white stick, and I can throw all this away. This I'm going to leave right here. Where's my garbage bag? Well, here's a good, right there. And then I'm going to do this. So here's fun. Take one glove off, peel it off there, and then peel the other one off, and it's all self-contained in there. I don't know if you've ever seen that trick before. That's how that works. Liquid reward. And then, since I'm going to move that into there, I'm going to go ahead and put another pair on. I should have thought of that before I took them off. But, and this will be inside, and it'll be dry. This doesn't have to be on perfect. That's the thing about having sweaty hands, or you get sweaty hands from wearing these. I should have dried them off. Shoulda. You could should all over yourself. What you should do is just get it done. All right. So we're just gonna do this. There we go. Easy peasy. There it is. Oh, that's Shnikes. And then all self-contained. There we go. Oh, you want to see me put all this shit away? This will be easy. Watch this. You go here. You guys go here. If you want to guess what I'm drinking, more than welcome to. Put that in the comments. I know what you're drinking. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, don't subscribe. Feel free to comment. Closed one. Close the other. That keeps that from bowing out. This keeps the guys from crawling in that hole you see there. Like that. And we'll leave that over here. That'll dry off. All right, that's it, we're done. Later.